morning and greetings from Northumberland on the 3rd of November. Just a practical note, because of commitments today, there will not be a morning prayer recorded, but I will put up the general morning prayer and get back into the cycle again tomorrow. And you will have noticed that we used one of the Northumbrian complines yesterday as we were gathered in church for a memorial service for All Saints' Day. For All Souls' Day. Normal service should be resumed this evening. We celebrated the saints and the souls of God, and we will continue to remember the saints and all souls at a requiem today and in our third church at Ellingham on Sunday. But today we celebrate two saints, two people who lived in very different circumstances and across the world from each other at approximately the same time. The first is Richard Hooker, a great Anglican divine, a great Church of England divine. He died in 1600, and he lived in the Church of England at that time of Queen Elizabeth, when, if you like, there was a battle for the soul of the Church of England. There were those Puritans among them and others who wished to take the Church of England in a far more Protestant direction than was the will of the Queen or of many people in the Church of England. And Richard Hooker, with his writings and his teaching and his life, helped to preserve and to maintain and to proclaim the Church of England as a Reformed Catholic Church, and to help and to support what we call the Elizabethan settlement, that the Reformation had gone a certain distance, and that was the right distance and no further. So those of us who are members of the Church of England, and indeed Anglicans anywhere, have much to give thanks for Richard Hooker and his contemporaries for, because they helped to craft the church of which we are still part, a church that maintains both Catholic and Reformed traditions, a church that is part of the Western Church and the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, a church that exists to proclaim the love and the presence of Christ in every community in our land. At the same time, across the ocean in South America, in Lima, there was a man called Martin. Martin, who was born in fairly poor circumstances, who became a friar, and who devoted his life in Lima to the care of the poor, choosing always the lowest for himself so that he might serve others and provide medical care for the sick and the poor of Lima. He was not able to perform in those years major surgery, but his knowledge of what we'd call holistic and herbal medicine was vast. And above all, his love and compassion for the people was vast. And so even after his death, his name was remembered. And that is why he's one still of the most loved saints of the Americas. He showed love and compassion. Here we have two people very different. Richard Hooker seeming to be a teacher and a leader and a preacher. Martin of Porres in his own way caring for the poor. Two very different characters living roughly in the same era across the world from each other, but each in their own place, seeking to do the will of God and to proclaim the love of Christ. Every one of us is in a different situation. May we continue to follow them and to proclaim Christ's love. May God bless us all.